Smita, did you think that the rallies, the statements were about development, not so much about ek hai to safe hai, batenge to katenge?
Well, you know what happens in a rally is that they speak about 40 minutes. Nobody listens to the meat of it. One only picks only on those parts which are which will make headlines. The other thing is that when actually it comes to the last lap of the elections, then these kind of statements, these kind of emotional statements, they are made because, you know, who are the people who are the undecided voter. It's to grab their attention that these kind of statements are made. But yes, more than anything, I think the batenge to katenge, there's going to be some kind of reaction to that. Is it going to be positive for the BJP or is it going to react negatively? We are going to see after this election whether that slogan will continue.
So, Milind, what do you think? Is it going to go in favor of the Mahayuti, these statements, or do you think you know, pushing that agenda you know, may have diminishing returns?
Yeah, well, as you know, with great respect to the senior journalists you mentioned, I don't know who they are, but I'm sure they're very senior, very experienced. I think there's always been a big difference between what senior journalists perceive to be the reality on the ground in elections and what actually is the reality on the ground. And you know,
that's
people make statements.
Political parties and political leaders also.
Statements sometimes they make emotion. Yes, there is a difference, but I'm saying, but with due respect, politicians certainly have their ear to the ground more than journalists do. But people make statements on either side, sometimes controversial statements. Sometimes
haven't all these slogans come from politicians?
I don't think that those statements ultimately, I don't know who's interrupting me, but ultimately the narrative, in my opinion, regardless of which side made what statement and which leader made which statement, I firmly believe the narrative was very much about development. And I still believe, like in a assembly election, mind you, more than a parliamentary election.
So what's your prediction? So what's your prediction, Milind? Today is exit poll day. What is your internal survey telling you? You know, where is the Mahayuti going to land in terms of numbers?
Navika, so firstly, you know, I would urge you to pull out my record. And for a politician, I've been very consistent in that I never make predictions. I never believe these numbers with respect. I never believe exit polls, whether they're in our favor, against us. It's very hard to make predictions. The truth is, Maharashtra has 6 major parties now. But I do believe that the narrative that worked for the opposition in the Lok Sabha election has been effectively countered by the Mahayuti in the last 4 to 5 months. A good set of schemes, the actual arrival and fruition of infrastructure projects that seemed like a promise before the Lok Sabha election were actually realized by the time the assembly elections came around. So I'm confident that the Mahayuti has made tremendous gains from the Lok Sabha election to now. And in that sense, I'm confident that we will win. And we've been able to bust the fake narrative that did exist to a large extent during the Lok Sabha elections.
Well,
beyond
let's
that,
wait
I don't
and
really
watch.
get into the business of making predictions.
Okay, let's wait and watch. Exit polls, not many people believe in them, but we'll get some sense of the direction.